Hey guys, what is up? And welcome back to my channel. My name is Krizia and I am a nursing student who likes to help busy nursing students stay fit and healthy. Well, also the fit and healthy part, oops, I kind of spit. This isn't gonna be the fit and healthy part, but I decided to make another WCU FAQS, and this is gonna be all about the whole change into COVID and the virtual learning and everything, and like what's been going on and how it's been while I'm eating, because why not? So I got Chick-fil-A today, and that's what I'm gonna be eating. This isn't all for me, okay? Half of it is for my boyfriend, and this is what the video is gonna be. So I'm gonna be talking about everything about clinicals, how we're doing clinicals if we're not able to go to the hospitals, how's our online classes, how they take attendance, and all that kind of stuff, and like how people and the students have been feeling. I'm just gonna open up my notes here. Sorry, guys. All right, but I just want to say welcome to my channel. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for all your support. I'm so happy to hear that you guys love my videos and how it's been helpful, because I just think that finding like videos about WCU aren't really done, and that's why I wanted to make these videos as a nursing student. So I got Chick-fil-A, I got waffle fries, I got a spicy chicken deluxe, just one sandwich, and some chicken and cookies. And yeah, so let's get started with the video. Oh yeah, and also don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give a thumbs up. Like, yeah, see, Louis telling you guys to do that too, to let me know if you guys enjoy these kinds of videos. So, ever since this whole COVID changed, everything moved to online. Our school didn't fully close like other nursing schools. So that is something that I am grateful for, that WCU decided to stay open. But the bad part about that was everything was chaotic. Everything was unorganized. No one knew what the hell to do. Like, administration didn't know what to do. Basically, it was during my OB rotation. I was in OB, and luckily and fortunately, I was put into the first half. So I had my clinicals in weeks 2 to 5. So it was the first 4 weeks. And at the end of my clinical rotation, that was when hospitals decided to close. And the main reason why hospitals didn't want to stay open for nursing school like nursing students, is because of the lack of PPE, and then they were gonna have to provide that for students. So that was why the hospitals closed, and it also would reduce the exposure to students in the hospital, since COVID was happening. And also what would happen if we got COVID while working on the floor. Hold on, I'm gonna kind of close my blinds because it's a little bright. Okay, hopefully that didn't help, but that is why my school decided to kind of close. Not close, but hospital decided to close. So it was like during halfway through our theory class that everything got moved online. I like online classes. I live like 30 minutes away from school, and if there's traffic, it takes an hour. And so I save an hour, driving to school and back to school. And I liked it. I mean, I like it right now too, because I could wake up like 5 minutes before class and then go to class. I don't have to like wake up an hour before, get dressed, figure out what to wear. Literally just go into my pajamas, log in with my attendance, and that's it. Like, you're in class, like you don't have to drive to school, which I love. And I've saved so much time. I'm home a lot more, and I enjoy online classes because I like working on my, kind of working by myself and like on my own time. So that's a plus for me. But for other students, they don't like it because like being in a school setting and being in a classroom setting helps people learn better. And so a lot of students don't like it, and a lot of students also don't end up doing well. I've learned that just during this term that I'm in right now, like 90 students withdrawed from the class. And withdrawed means that like you just dropped the class without it counting as a failure. So students who feel like they're gonna fail the class decide to drop before they get that F, because at West Coast, if you get 2 Fs, that means like you get back in. Sorry, Louis is just like going crazy. But this light, the sun is like all up in here. I need to cover that. I don't know how to cover that. Ooh, okay, that's better. I just set up my light, whatever. So, Louis. Yeah, so 90 students withdrawed, and it doesn't count as a fail. It just means that they don't have a really good passing grade, and they feel like it's better for them to withdraw than get that fail. So 90 students, that's a lot of students. And then you get held back a term. In terms of like getting attendance, they give you this code like 30 minutes before class, and then you have to sign into our portal, and then you put in the attendance code when your class starts. But then in addition to that, like they put these questions in throughout class that you have to answer. So like 2 hours before, like 2 hours during class, they're gonna tell you like, hey, we posted an attendance question, go and answer it. But I heard that there's professors there that aren't telling you when they post it, so students have to constantly check on the portal to see if they posted an attendance question, and it prevents them from paying attention to class because they're so busy making sure that they have attendance, and because attendance is really important too. But that's an issue that students have been facing, and apparently our deans have said that our professors don't have to tell you when they post the attendance questions, and they're not supposed to tell you. So that's kind of dumb. I don't think that's effective. But we still take our quizzes online. And I have mixed feelings about it because when I took my quizzes at first, well, if you take your quizzes, the quizzes are like on Google Forms. They'll give you a link, put in your name, your email, and then you answer like the questions. You have your camera on, but you don't have your microphone on. There's really no way to prevent people from cheating. Like, people could be cheating. They could be looking at notes like behind their computer, or I don't know, playing music or like listening to something, because you're supposed to have your microphone off. So then they were really like at first less restricted because they didn't know what to do. Then as time went on, they figured out a way to monitor students during big exams like midterms, finals, proctors, and so they would have us use Proctorio, and this was really a good way to monitor students to see if they're cheating or not, because it requires you to have your microphone on, your webcam on. It makes you scan the room. You have to put your ID. You have to record your screen so it knows if you're like looking through other browsers or whatever. And that's really helpful. It's just like a good way for us to put to the RN that, okay, this is how we're taking our exams and everything. But the biggest issue we had in the beginning was that our clinical hours. So how are we supposed to get in our direct patient care experience hours if we can't be in hospitals? So we ended up resorting to like telehealth and using online websites such as Swift River, which is supposed to be like online modules. I don't know how to describe it. It's like you do medication administration, you learn how to triage, you learn how to administer meds, and you have to like do this for like 10 hours. Like, there's a grade requirement and then there's a time requirement. Sorry if this video is all over the place. I just kind of wanted to be kind of like a talking kind of vibe kind of video. But yeah, that's basically how our clinicals was initially, like with peds. And it doesn't even correlate with what term you're in, because a lot of the stuff that I ended up doing is basically med surg stuff. It wasn't really focused towards peds. So I feel like I lack like a lot of experience in it. It's kind of upsetting because I really wanted to be on the floor during peds. I wanted to see how it was to deal with pediatric patients and parents in just a different environment, because peds was something that I was really interested in doing. And for next term, everything is still online. So fast forward to the next term, a term like after this whole thing started, everything was a lot more organized. Initially, they were allowing us to use our clinical like work hours for clinical hours, and then there was like issues with people getting rejected by their work to sign it because they weren't approved by the BRN to do it. So I don't know how like our work experience can correlate with our current terms. Like, if you're in critical care, but you're working as like a CNA at a SNF, like it's not critical care, if that makes sense. So our school kind of started to create more ways that would actually benefit us and actually reach the requirement of what the BRN wants us to do, like their requirements. And so there's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of things like we don't even know if what we're doing is even going to count, because we're just listening to our school. because our school's telling us like, yeah, this is what you guys need to do, this is what they're providing for us, but at the same time, like, we're all still scared of whether or not this is even going to count towards our hours. So that is scary. So a lot of students have been angry. We're not getting the education that we want compared to like being on campus. Our tuition's still the same. They're not reducing our tuition. They're not giving us any of our money back. They're not like reimbursing us for any changes. Yeah, I know, that's frustrating. A lot of students are upset because we're not getting our, we're not getting our clinical experience. Everything's online. It's so different. It's just harder to communicate with our professors. And yeah, like it's not, I'm happy that my school again is still open, because some schools have like, literally completely closed due to COVID, but our school is still fighting for us to stay open. But with that, like, there's a lot of cons to keeping our school open, and the main reason for that is because we don't really know, like, it's so unorganized, it's so chaotic. This term was a lot more better in terms of clinical experience. So I'm doing telehealth. I'm in public health. The clinical site that I'm in is a resource center. So they have us, telehealth is basically like calling residents or patients and speaking to them over the phone. And for this time, like for public health, I would get a list of clients to call in a residential area to see how they're doing, see how they're affected by COVID, and see if we can provide any help. And they provide us with a script, and they provide us with a questionnaire to fill out and all this stuff. And we just we get like a whole list, and then we have to call a certain amount of people to meet the hours for that day, which I like because I was able to do that like at my pace and at my own time. So that was a little bit better. So as we progressed more now, things have been a little bit more better and more organized, but there's still some kinks in there that a lot of students aren't happy about. Next term for critical care, I'm still doing telehealth, and everything's still online. Like, the school's not open yet. Oh my God, I'm not even eating. Like, those are for you. My two favorite sauces, by the way, is honey roasted barbecue and Chick-fil-A sauce, and they literally taste almost the exact same. But I got sweet and spicy sriracha to try. So what has the school done? For one, they bought PPE for us, like, to provide to students who are going to be on the... This is mostly to like the students in integration, literally like right about to graduate. They get priority in being assigned to a hospital if they are allowing students. But they're also providing them with PPE, which is like N95 masks, gowns, and stuff like that. So the school is trying their best to have us in hospitals and like buying all the requirements that we may need. So that's a good thing, right? So if you're wondering, should I go to school during COVID? Like, during all this is happening, some people have messaged me asking me, should I wait? Should I just like wait till this is all over? But in reality, I'm going to tell you that COVID is not going to be over. It's going to get better. So the changes that my school has to make, or West Coast U has to make, is if they can accommodate, students on campus, like learning classes on campus that allow us to social distance and allow us to feel safe on campus, and that can also affect how many students that they're going to let into the program, because they let in a lot of students every term. Literally there's so many students, and how are they supposed to have 40 students in a class? Ow, Lily. How are they going to allow 40 students in one classroom to social distance and still feel safe? I mean, they've sent out emails saying, there's going to be students are going to be able to choose if they want to take it on campus. So they're going to limit the amount of students in a classroom. And then there's other students that can decide to take online classes if they wanted to. So that's an option that they haven't provided us for next term. So that's something that they are working on. And again, I don't know how it's going to affect the future acceptance rate, if they're still going to accept a lot of people, if they're really going to limit students. So I don't know if you guys want to wait for that. And it all depends on you, if this is something that you're okay with waiting, if you really don't want to get into nursing school right now, and you want to wait, that's fine. You can wait until West Coast Youth is is more organized and they know exactly what they're doing and how everything's going to be with clinicals and hospitals. So you can wait. That's totally fine. Because COVID is never going to go away. And if you want to start, that's fine too. But I'm just saying that everything is still uncertain. There's still kinks. Not everything's perfect. There's things that a lot of students are still angry about. Like we're not happy with the education that we're receiving. But you know, the professors I've had, they're amazing. They're doing their best to try to be as proactive and making sure that, you know, they're having review sessions and having time for office hours and all that stuff. So that's a good thing. But I'm glad I'm almost done. I'm sad that I'm not getting my clinical experience on the floor. I'm glad the school's still open. But I'm scared that what we're doing right now, like when I graduate, the board is gonna look back and be like, no, that wasn't approved, you couldn't do that, and like then extend my date and like have me redo stuff. And if they have me redo clinicals, like I don't mind. I really don't mind, because I would love to be on the floor to get more. But if they charge me for that experience, like the school's gonna charge me extra if I want to be like, okay, like if you didn't get these hours, like you can do this. No, I'm gonna graduate. That's how school's been. I have a longer time now, but I don't know. I hope you guys found this video helpful, interesting. If you like this kind of videos of me just talking to the camera, yeah, let me know. Subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. DM me if you have any questions. I've been DMing so many people who have any questions. And you guys can reach out to me about anything. I have resources. I do go to the Orange County campus, since you guys like kind of have been wondering like what campus I go to. But if you have any more questions that I didn't answer or go over, I just kind of wanted to talk about my experience and what I've been through and how everything's been. Yeah, I can't eat and talk at the same time. But thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry that I've kind of been lagging on the videos, but everything's been so stressful. But I'm working on it. I'm working on making more videos. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you at the next video.